This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, you're all set.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jody Sokrevsky, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of the County of Otsego Industrial Development Agency, hereafter referred to as the agency, in connection with the project which is the subject of this public hearing. Today, I'm holding this public hearing to allow citizens to make a statement for the record related to the involvement of the agency with respect to a project, now herein called the proposed project, for the benefit of ZAED Properties, ZAED Properties, LLC, a New York State limited liability company, hereafter referred to as the company. The proposed project consists of the following. A1, the acquisition of an interest in 3 parcels of land containing in aggregate approximately 0.77 acres located at 10 Chestnut Street, tax map number 115.18-2-64.00, and Chestnut Street, tax map number 115.18-2-63.02, and 17 Pine Boulevard, tax map number 115.18-2-49.00 in the town of Otsego, Village of Cooperstown, Otsego County, New York, collectively referred to as the land, together with the existing buildings located thereon, collectively called the existing facilities. 2, the demolition of existing facility. 3, the construction on the land of approximately 16,000 square feet, 2-story building, hereafter referred to as the facility. And 4, the acquisition and installation thereof of related fixtures, machinery, equipment, and other tangible personal property, collectively called the equipment. The land, existing facility, the facility, and the equipment being collectively referred to as the project facility. All of the foregoing to constitute an approximately 13-unit apartment building to be owned fully related activity within the meaning of Section 854.14 of the Act and respect to the foregoing, including potential exemptions from certain sales tax, use tax, and real property taxes, real estate transfer taxes, and mortgage recording taxes, collectively referred to as the financial assistance, and C, the lease, with an obligation to purchase or sale of the project facility to the company or other such persons as may be designated by the company and agreed upon by the agency. I intend to provide general information on the agency's general authority and public purpose to provide assistance to this proposed project. I will then open the comment period to receive comments from all persons who wish to comment on either the proposed project or the financial assistance contemplated by the agency with respect to the proposed project. And we have a slow connection. Legal authorization and powers of the agency. The provisions of Chapter 1030 of the laws of 1969 of New York, constituting Title I of Article 18-A of the General Municipal Law, Chapter 24 of the Consolidated Laws of New York as amended, Chapter 252 of the 1973 laws of the State of New York as amended, codified in Section 910-A of said municipal law, collectively the Act, authorize the agency to promote, develop, encourage, and assist in the acquiring, construction, reconstruction, improving, maintaining, and equipping and furnishings of manufacturing, warehousing, research, commercial, and industrial facilities, among others. Purpose of the public hearing, pursuant to Section 859A-2 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York, the Act, prior to the agency providing any financial assistance as defined in the Act of more than $100,000 to any project, the agency, among other things, must hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 859-A of the Act with respect to said project. Since the proposed financial assistance provided by the agency with respect to the proposed project may exceed $100,000, then prior to providing any financial assistance as defined in the Act of more than $100,000 to the proposed project, the agency must hold a public hearing on the nature and location of the proposed facility and the proposed financial assistance to be provided by the agency with respect to the proposed project. After consideration of the application received from the company, the members of the agency adopted a resolution on December 23rd, 2021, the public hearing resolution, authorizing the Chief Executive Officer of the agency to conduct this public hearing with respect to the proposed project pursuant to Section 859-A2 of the Act. The Chief Executive Officer of the agency caused notice of the public hearing to be mailed on January 11th to the Chief Executive Officers of Otsego County, the Town of Otsego, the Village of Cooperstown, and the Cooperstown Central School District, and B, the published on January 12th in the Daily Star, a newspaper of general circulation available to the residents of the Village of Cooperstown, Otsego County, New York. In addition, the Chief Executive Officer of the agency caused notice of this public hearing to be posted on January 5th on a public bulletin board located in the county office building located at 197 Main Street, second floor in the Town of Otsego, Village of Cooperstown, Otsego County, New York, and on January 10th, 2022, the agency's website. Copies of this notice of the public hearing are available. Now, unless there is an objection, I'm going to suggest waiving the full reading of the notice of the public hearing and instead request the full text of the notice of the public hearing be inserted into the record of this public hearing. The comments received today at this public hearing will be presented to the members of the agency at or prior to the meeting at which the members of the agency will consider whether to approve the undertaking of the proposed project by the agency and the granting by the agency of any financial assistance in excess of $100,000 with respect to the proposed project. Written comments. The notice of this proposed hearing indicated that written comments could be addressed to Jody Zakrzewski, the Chief Executive Officer of the agency. No written comments have been received by the agency prior to this public hearing. I assume that there is no one from the company present, so I will waive their presentation. I will now open this public hearing for public comment at 10 o'clock a.m. By ways of operating rules, if you wish to make public comment, raise your hand and I will call on you. Please wait to be recognized, and once recognized, please stand and give your name and address. When everyone has had an opportunity to speak, I will conclude the public hearing. A record of this public hearing viewed by members of the agency in connection with the agency's prepared and review consideration of the proposed project. Again, the proposed comment, the nature and location of the proposed facility, or the proposed financial assistance being contemplated by the agency with respect to the proposed project. For the record, please state your name and indicate your comments on either the proposed project or the proposed financial assistance being contemplated by the agency with respect to the proposed project. So with that, I will turn it over to
Good morning. I'm Ellen Tillepaugh, Mayor of the Village of Cooperstown, and I'm pleased to be here this morning to offer my comments. And I can follow this up with a written letter if that would also be beneficial. The Village of Cooperstown is very familiar with this project. We ushered it through about a 5-month review process in 2021 through our HCARB planning and zoning boards. In the village's 2016 comprehensive plan, the construction of apartments was seen as a very important thing, and we are pleased that this project went forward and will be providing 13 units. We do have some concerns with the concept that it will become tax exempt in some way. We realize, I had the village attorney research this, we realize it's in the IDA's capacity to move forward with this process and approval for forbearance on real property taxes, which is what would impact the village. We would just profoundly request that there be strong consideration for a pilot, a payment in lieu of taxes agreement with the Village of Cooperstown. It's important to note that the Village of Cooperstown, we have a reputation of having a lot of tax exempt property. We do. I can't cite the exact percentage, but obviously we have churches, we have museums, and we have a major hospital within the community that do not pay taxes. We also have quite a bit of property which is partially tax exempt. The village, to encourage business and development, actually passed a common commercial property tax abatement law that if an individual with a commercial property converts it to residential use, we actually have a tax abatement on that property. We also provide for businesses who invest $10,000 in their business, again, a property tax abatement. We recognize tax abatements and exemptions for the Vets Club and veterans who live in our community. But in essence, the village would like all our tax assessments to be fair. And we work very hard to provide equitable assessment. We provide a grievance process for members of the Village Board of Trustees each February. It's set now for February 15th, 2022. We sit for 4 hours and take any grievances that might appear. And I will say in my 10 years serving on the village board and on that review board, assessment review board, I would think 90 to 95% have been met. We are very understanding of the need for some parity in assessments. I would also like to recognize that this 13-unit complex could be as many as 40 or more residents who will all benefit from Village of Cooperstown provided services. In the application, the use of nearby parks was cited as a reason that not much exterior play area was necessary. The Village of Cooperstown employs a full-time park supervisor and 1 to 2 seasonal park employees each year to maintain the village's 6 parks. We have a major investment in our recreational spaces, which everyone benefits from, and as will the residents of this complex. We also all pay taxes to fund the village provided services for street repairs, street paving, snow plowing in the winter. We have a 4-person full-time streets crew to provide those services. And again, we augment with seasonal employees. The bulk of our village budget, which is only 3.4 million general fund, goes to providing services to our residents. We fully fund a volunteer fire department, which will provide fire safety for this complex. We fully fund an emergency squad, which again will provide services to this complex. The village government really tries to be very accessible. Our meetings are open. We have a Facebook page and website to try and keep our populace very informed of everything we do. And we are very concerned that whatever action is taken is equitable to all our village residents. If there is abatement in one area, it means our tax levy, which we've worked very hard not to increase in 7 business cycles, in 7 budget years, is $1,779,000. If funds and assessed value is taken away from that assessment, it means all the others have to step up to the plate. So we are asking for equity here to ensure that everyone pays their fair share and that at the minimum, a pilot be considered to compensate the villages for all the services that we do provide. Is there any questions? No. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Does anyone else wish to make a comment that will be part of the official record? So if there are no further comments, I will now close this public hearing at 10:15 a.m. on January 24th, 2022. Thank you.